All right, we are starting round one. This is an opponent who I've played recently, but I can't remember what they're playing. That's usually the case. Mulligan that first hand, wasn't much going on there. This hand looks a lot better. Pretty much have everything we want, so the extra mana is okay. You could top that or bottom it. I think being able to turn 1 Entomb, turn 2 Entomb, reanimate, or therapy, reanimate is pretty strong. Chrome Mox probably means they are on Tess. Storm? Looks like Storm. No, not Storm. This is Belcher. Belcherino. Oof, got me. All right, this matchup is a good one for making sure your discard hits. Discard's pretty good. It's usually not necessary. You want Iona. Iona on red's pretty good. Maelstrom's good against half their combo. Pithing Needle's good against the other half their combo. Cut this. Having Ashen Rider's nice. You want the Chancellors, because it slows them down a turn, or a spell at least. What do we want to cut? So we have these Pithing Needles, so we probably don't need the Ashen Rider actually. Or, yeah, Pithing Needle's probably a little better than Ashen Rider. You can play it proactively. What do I want to cut? 2 more cards. Can cut. And Exhume sometimes can be awkward because it can give them their mana, the mana they need to activate their Goblin Charbelcher. So sometimes it's turned off, and I guess it arrests because it doesn't hit everything. This looks pretty good. Play first. Okay. Well, this hand's very good. It's a little slow, a little bit slow, but good. We have to hope that the Thought Seize is enough to stop them from like just killing us. Should be. Thought Seize plus Pithing Needle should be enough to stop them from killing us, and then we also just have a turn 2 or 3 combo ourselves. Really only care about Goblin Charbelcher. Actually, now that I say that, maybe I want to Pithing Needle Goblin Charbelcher because that's the card that definitely kills us. If they made like a lot of goblins on turn 1, they could kill us because we only have a Gristlebrand on like turn 3 here. But it's not that likely. That all being said, I think, yeah, just Goblin Charbelcher. That's the card that beats us. Like, the chances that they win with actual goblins is pretty low. Generally, if I lose against this deck, it's to a Goblin Charbelcher, not to goblins. Like, Thoughtseize could take a Goblin Charbelcher, but there's always a chance they either top deck one or have two, and then you take their mana, but then they top deck more mana. And Gristlebrand doesn't always actually beat Goblin Charbelcher. So I like just Pithing Needling there. It looks like they're thinking about how many goblins they can make. If they don't make goblins this turn, we probably loot first and then Thoughtseize if we don't hit a Dark Ritual. I think the losing 2 more life is fine if they didn't already make the goblins. Discarded Goblin Charbelcher. Let's see how scary their hand would have been for us. Need to get rid of this. How can I turn that off? There we go. So we're discarding Gristlebrand. Discarding a Reanimate. And I actually think taking 2 is better than taking 8. If they do get a bunch of goblins there. So if we take Burning Wish, they just have a bunch of mana. It looks like we could have taken Goblin Charbelcher with our Thoughtseize, but I still think our line was the line I went with was a little bit better because of the whole top decking another Goblin Charbelcher thing. So they could have made like 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. So let's see, if we take 7, we go down to 9, and then we would gain 6, that's 15, and so we wouldn't be dead. So we're going to draw, because Elesh Norn wins. You go to 8, take 11, going up to 14, taking 8, so 6 plus 6 is 12, so we could draw again next turn. Alternatively, we can just loot here for now and then decide. Seems okay. I'm not too concerned that we're going to lose this game. It's always a possibility. Worst case scenario, we can get a Chancellor here. Okay. So their last card is a Simian Spirit Guide. Oh no, the Simian Spirit Guide is there. Alright. Well, Goblin Warstrike would be good against us, so we're going to get this Chancellor into play now. And And then next, let's see if we have therapies in our deck. Got all the therapies. Maybe we want to leave some therapies in. Therapy for sacking, this would be good. Bring it back into play as a blocker after we attack. Nope, he doesn't want to attack. That's actually probably a pretty good play. Because now I have to decide if I want to draw. I'm going to unmask him, see if he has anything good. He's only got access to 1 mana, but we don't need these spells. Street Wraith. Okay. Well, that draws him a card. This is the card that kills us, but luckily we don't have another Exhume. So he drew the Street Wraith, or he would have got it when we exhumed this. So I'm going to draw, or I could just attack. We're just looking for an Entomb. If I attack with this, he'll attack for 11, but we'll gain 6. Three, 9. Okay. I guess we can just play it safe here. Like, he's not going to be able to make more gums, so he's going to have to attack if he wants to win. So now if he attacks, we block, and then we attack, and then we draw. I don't know if it's really better that we didn't just draw. It's pretty much the same spot. Maybe. Because we will have to attack. If he attacks, we have to attack, which means we have to draw. So not drawing that turn, it wasn't a mistake, but I don't think it makes any difference now that I think about it a little bit more. Although he didn't attack last turn, the first turn, yeah. So I guess the benefit of not attacking means he might not attack again, which I think is wrong. You can just animate to that thing if we want another thing without drawing cards, but I don't. That's only assuming he doesn't attack. If he attacks, we're gonna have to draw cards. Okay, he's decided now is a good time to attack. Okay, we drew what we needed, kind of. We actually drew the Ewlandon, but that's okay. That should be game. So just F6. Hope he doesn't have a Goblin Charbelcher hand 3 games in a row. Because that was 2. We just had the answer. I think we want a couple therapies, actually. We want those. We want these. We could cut the Iona, but it's kind of good. Actually, I guess it turns. Yeah, I could turn them off of a slower hand. Thought seizes were okay, but not great. Pithing Needle seems very good. So are these. We can cut a Gristlebrand because Elish, Norton, and Iona both just win as well. Okay, 1 therapy. As you could see, there was another reason there for Exhume to not be great. So we'll leave that out. Okay, we're going to cut down on some of these things because they're a little slow and a little reactive, which is kind of what we want, but not entirely. We just want him to have a hand that isn't turn 1 Goblin Charbelcher, and us to have a hand that is turn 1 Entomb. This is close. This is a turn 2 looting, putting our best 2 creatures in the graveyard with a turn 1 Chalice trigger. He's on 6. So but we can't really do anything till turn 3, so I think we're going to mulligan that. Alright, well this is turn 2 and he's on 6. So let's hope. If he has a Goblin's hand, this turn 2 wins, beats Goblin, so it doesn't beat Goblin Charbelcher on turn 1 or 2. I'm always looking here. Is he gonna play that land grant so we can see his hand, so we can see how dead we are? / how alive we are? Maybe we'll have a Dark Ritual on top and just get the turn 1. Okay. Okay. I think 7 mana is the sweet spot that kills us. With Goblin Charbelcher. He's only got 4 cards though. Let's see how bad it is for us. If he just passes here after Manamorphosing, that's a really good sign for us. Happens fairly regularly. Also, look, we're in pretty good shape with the 2 Entombs. If he does have a big empty, we can get Elish Norn without like worrying too much that we're gonna that he's gonna like restock into a Goblin Charbelcher before we restock into a second combo, because we already have the second Entomb. And this deck, his deck, usually doesn't play any answers to Reanimator. They just try to be faster. Not that they couldn't. I mean, there's always a possibility that they would have like Fairy Macabre or something. But I think they need consistency to have a chance to win. So they don't go for much of a sideboard plan. Sometimes they have Force of Will. Wait, no. That's a different deck. Goblin Charbelcher doesn't play blue cards. That's Manaless Dredge. Or Oops All Spells. They're all the same. They all play very few lands and try and kill you on turn 1. I mean, Manaless Dredge doesn't try and kill you on turn 1. But Oops All Spells does. He is tanking hard on this double red. Yeah, he didn't have anything else. I think he was thinking about casting another Manamorphose. I mean, actually, I guess he would just do it, right? It's like a free cantrip at that point. You don't have any other lands. Alright, so we have our options here. I mean, you could get Iona and put it on red, and there's like almost no chance he can win. You can get Gristlebrand, draw a bunch of cards, and then do one of those other ones. Since we have double combo here, I think I'm going to go with Iona on red. That way I don't just like die here on his turn. Like I could just draw 14 and not have any discard and not have a second combo. And then he could kill me. Pretty much, I screwed that up. I should have played this so I'd have Entomb in case he has Surgical here. Or Fairy Macabre. That was a mistake. I guess I thought it was asking me to play RR, but instead I clicked RR GG. I would have made GG and played 2x Cinder Wall and passed. Yeah. I have to... Oh. He misclicked. I meant to make green. I usually hide the message box, so I often don't see people's messages, so I apologize if you're on the other end of that and think I'm ignoring you. Scried Tag at the bottom would have sacked both Tinder for RR, Seething Song for 6, and Petal for 7, have Belcher. I mean, man, I Scried Tag at the bottom would have sacked both Tinder, Seething Song on his turn. But good games. Good games. Anyway, sounds like he punted. But we'll see you for round 2.